Hi, this is Mike from BandLab, and in this video we're going to make an Atlanta-style R&B beat using BandLab's free online DAW. You can open this project yourself with the link in the video description, and if you find this guide useful, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be the first to know when new videos drop. I begin by setting the project tempo to 130 beats per minute and the project key to C# major. I add a virtual instrument track, and I'm going to use the default grand piano instrument to create a chord progression that the whole track is going to be based around. This progression plays C# major 7, F minor 7 with a third inversion, A# minor 7, and C minor 7. This progression has the right feel musically, but I want it to have a smoother texture. So I open the effects panel and I add a tone multi-filter effect. I set the filter frequency to around 850 Hz. Then I add a reverb, studio reverb effect. This gives the piano a smoother feel that fits the vibe that I have in mind. Next, I want to add a beat, so I create a virtual instrument track and set it to drums, drum pads, boom bap classic. First I add a snappy snare to the third beat of the first and second bars. Then I add kicks on the first and last eighth notes. I'd like to add some extra kicks on the second bar, so I add them on the second and third eighth notes. To give the snare more impact, I layer it with a clap. Then I add shakers on quarter notes. I also add closed hats on eighth notes, turning the velocity of the second one down to 91 to give it a natural feel. I then duplicate the closed hats out for the rest of the two bars. You can duplicate notes and clips in BandLab by holding Option on Mac or Alt on Windows and dragging them over. I then duplicate out the 2-bar beat for the rest of the 4-bar clip. To give me some headroom in the mix, I turn both tracks' volume levels down to -9 dB. Next, I'd like to add a simple guitar melody. I add another virtual instrument track, and this time I select guitars, acoustic guitars, acoustic guitar. I create a melody that plays G#, C, G#, and G, A#, G. This sounds pretty dry, so I add a studio reverb. I turn the track down to -9 dB to balance it with the other elements. It's time to add a bass line. For this, I select Basses, Synth Basses, Moog Bass. I set the track to -9 dB too. This part plays C#, D#, A#, G. The bass has a fair deal of mid-range that makes it sound full. However, I don't feel like I need it in this track and would prefer a smoother sound. So I add a multi-filter and set the frequency to around 100 Hz. Then I turn the Q down to 0. I'd like another melody so I can create a chorus section, and this time I turn to BandLab's sounds for some inspiration. I enter R&B into the text search field and open the R&B Essentials pack. Mojo Lead is just what I'm looking for, so I drag it onto the project. It's a little quiet, so I turn it up to 3.5 dB. This really works with the sound I'm going for, but I'd like to take things to the next level emotionally, so I'd like to add some strings too. Slow strings 04 is what I want, so I drag it into the project and use the loop handle at the top right corner of the clip to loop it out for 4 bars. It's a little dry, so I add a studio reverb. To balance it with the rest of the elements, I turn the track down to -1.8 dB. For the arrangement, I have a verse where the guitar melody plays and a pre-chorus where the bass comes in. Then for the chorus, the guitar melody is replaced by the synth lead and strings. The arrangement begins with just the piano and the beats for 8 bars before going into the verse proper. After the second chorus, there's a bridge with the bass and the guitar before heading back into the pre-chorus. After the final chorus, I have a piano, synth lead, and strings outro. You can fork this project and make your own version of it using the link in the video description. Have fun!